Repeat after me and speak English confidently. At the gym. He stretched before the workout.
He stretched before the workout.
He stretched before the workout. Her water bottle rolled under the bench.
Her water bottle rolled under the bench.
Her water bottle rolled under the bench. They walked around the track.
They walked around the track.
They walked around the track. She stepped onto the treadmill.
She stepped onto the treadmill.
She stepped onto the treadmill. If you're enjoying this lesson, don't forget to subscribe to English from A to Z for more easy daily English practice. The coach stood in front of the team.
The coach stood in front of the team.
The coach stood in front of the team. He grabbed weights from the rack.
He grabbed weights from the rack.
He grabbed weights from the rack. She sat next to the window.
She sat next to the window.
She sat next to the window. The ball bounced against the wall.
The ball bounced against the wall.
The ball bounced against the wall. He pushed the sled across the floor.
He pushed the sled across the floor.
He pushed the sled across the floor. We trained until sunset.
We trained until sunset.
We trained until sunset. Traveling. We drove through the mountains.
We drove through the mountains.
We drove through the mountains. She looked out of the window.
She looked out of the window.
She looked out of the window. The train passed under the bridge.
The train passed under the bridge.
The train passed under the bridge. They walked toward the terminal.
They walked toward the terminal.
They walked toward the terminal.
If you want more speaking practice, check out my other videos after this one.
My bag is among the luggage.
My bag is among the luggage.
My bag is among the luggage. He waited beside the gate.
He waited beside the gate.
He waited beside the gate. She flew across the ocean. She flew across the ocean.
She flew across the ocean.
We arrived after a long drive.
We arrived after a long drive.
We arrived after a long drive. The station is beyond the river.
The station is beyond the river.
The station is beyond the river. They rushed throughout the airport.
They rushed throughout the airport.
They rushed throughout the airport. Shopping. She looked through the shelves.
She looked through the shelves.
She looked through the shelves. The cashier stood behind the counter.
The cashier stood behind the counter.
The cashier stood behind the counter. He walked along the aisles.
He walked along the aisles.
He walked along the aisles. She placed items into her cart.
She placed items into her cart.
She placed items into her cart. The store is located near my house.
The store is located near my house.
The store is located near my house.
Let me know in the comments what topics you want next.
He paid with his card.
He paid with his card.
He paid with his card. She stood between two displays.
She stood between two displays.
She stood between two displays. They waited in the checkout line.
They waited in the checkout line.
They waited in the checkout line. I found it under the sale sign.
I found it under the sale sign.
I found it under the sale sign. He walked past the electronics section.
He walked past the electronics section.
He walked past the electronics section. Nature and outdoors. We sat under the trees.
We sat under the trees.
We sat under the trees. The river flows through the valley.
The river flows through the valley.
The river flows through the valley. She walked along the lake.
She walked along the lake.
She walked along the lake. The cabin stands between two hills.
The cabin stands between two hills.
The cabin stands between two hills. The birds flew over the field.
The birds flew over the field.
The birds flew over the field. He hiked up the mountain.
He hiked up the mountain.
He hiked up the mountain. She climbed onto the rock.
She climbed onto the rock.
She climbed onto the rock. They rested beside the waterfall.
They rested beside the waterfall.
They rested beside the waterfall. The sun appeared above the trees.
The sun appeared above the trees.
The sun appeared above the trees. We walked towards the forest.
We walked towards the forest.
We walked towards the forest. Medical/health. The doctor stood in front of the patient.
The doctor stood in front of the patient.
The doctor stood in front of the patient. She waited inside the clinic.
She waited inside the clinic.
She waited inside the clinic. The nurse placed the chart on the desk.
The nurse placed the chart on the desk.
The nurse placed the chart on the desk. The medicine fell behind the cabinet.
The medicine fell behind the cabinet.
The medicine fell behind the cabinet. He walked toward the examination room.
He walked toward the examination room.
He walked toward the examination room. She sat next to the nurse.
She sat next to the nurse.
She sat next to the nurse. The ambulance stopped outside the hospital.
The ambulance stopped outside the hospital.
The ambulance stopped outside the hospital. He arrived after his appointment time.
He arrived after his appointment time.
He arrived after his appointment time. The doctor looked through the report.
The doctor looked through the report.
The doctor looked through the report. The patient stayed until the results came.
The patient stayed until the results came.
The patient stayed until the results came. Thanks for watching English from A to Z.
Let me know in the comments what topics you want next.